Hey everybody. Hi. How are you all today? It's me, David Elliott. How many times am I going to say it? Here to read, how many times am I going to say it? Evangeline Mudd and the Golden-Haired Apes of the Icky Nasty Jungle by M.E. Me and illustrated by the one and only Andrea Wesson. Let's see. How are you all today? I hope you're keeping your spirits up. Ooh, my hair looks a little crazy today, right? I don't know about you, but I'm getting kind of shaggy since we can't get to my person who cuts my hair. I don't know. I guess, I'm going to start looking like my dog. I'm going to show you my dog one of these days. Anyway, we better get down to it. I hope you're in good spirits, though. Today is, let's see what happened in chapter 10. Oh, yeah. Evangeline met Dr. Aphrodite Pickaflea, and they are going to Icky Nasty to find her parents. Chapter 11. Oh, I should warn you about chapter 11. It's really kind of silly. So, if there are any sourpusses out there, you should go brush your teeth or dust the living room or something. I don't know. Chapter 11. Biddly Poopa. I told you, silly. Evangeline threw her few things into her bag. Nothing was going to stop her now. This time, she said aloud to no one in particular, I'll take on the whole government of Icky Nasty if I have to. I'm going to that jungle and I'm going to find my parents. She looked out the window of her room one final time. The animal nuts were calling it quits for the day, packing their signs into the car with the coat hanger for the antenna. In a matter of seconds, Evangeline was brachiating out to the sidewalk as she had done almost every day for nearly 4 months. I'm leaving, she called down to the pencil when she got to the branch that hung above the car. I'm leaving to find my parents. I'll be back one day to rescue the minks. I promise. Oh, bless you, child, the pencil called out. Bless you and good luck. But Evangeline hadn't heard. She was already flying through the trees on her way back. Minutes later, she was nestled safely in the front seat of the little black car with Dr. Aphrodite Pickaflea stepping on the gas. Each passing second left Mudd's manor farther and farther behind. Evangeline hadn't waited for Melvin or India Terpsichore to return. She had simply left a note to her father's second cousin, twice removed, and his wife. The note consisted of 2 words, I'm leaving. She hadn't even signed her name. Why should I? She had said to Dr. Pickaflea. Melvin never bothered to learn it, and India Terpsichore mispronounced it. Quite right, Dr. Pickaflea had said. Quite right. The little black car was zooming down the road. To Evangeline, it seemed that the car knew the way all by itself, like a horse finding its way to the barn. Before we leave for Icky Nasty, there are 1 or 2 things we have to do, Dr. Aphrodite Pickaflea shouted. Dr. Pickaflea had to shout because of the racket that was emanating from under the hood of the car. It roared, it rattled, it squeaked, it squealed, and every once in a while it emitted a noise that can only be described as a burp. To Evangeline, the racket was sweeter than music. It was the noise of adventure. It was the noise of finding her parents. What kind of things? Evangeline shouted back to Dr. Pickaflea. Oh, nothing serious, yelled Dr. Pickaflea. Just your... At that moment, the car let out a tremendous bang so that Evangeline couldn't be sure what the doctor had said. But it almost sounded like she had said, injections. Nothing serious, just your injections. Now, Evangeline knew that injections was a fancy word for shots, the kind a doctor gives you with long, pointy needles. Perhaps she said infections, Evangeline told herself. Nothing serious, just your infections. The trouble was, Evangeline didn't have any infections that she knew of. She had scraped her knee the day before, sliding down the banister at Mudd's Manor, but the tiny red mark it left could hardly be described as an infection. You can't go into the tropical rainforest of Icky Nasty without injections, Evangeline dear, Dr. Pickford shouted, popping a banana into her mouth. It's too dangerous, what with all the little wormy things and the huge mosquitoes and all. How many injections will I have to get? Evangeline asked. Oh, not many, Dr. Pickford answered cheerfully. Only about 20 or 30. Banana, my dear? 20 or 30? Evangeline simply couldn't imagine where she was going to get 20 or 30 shots. And when she asked, Dr. Pickford's answer was not reassuring. Oh, in your arm, of course, she said. And elsewhere. Later that afternoon, it was a very uncomfortable Evangeline Mudd who found herself sitting next to Dr. Aphrodite Pickford in a small, tidy waiting room with Aphonso Ouch, M.D., printed on its door. Evangeline was trying to remember what M.D. stood for when the door to the examination room swept open. Aphrodite Pickford! Exclaimed a tiny man with tufts of white hair sprouting from his head, his eyebrows, and even his ears. It looked to Evangeline like a cloud had settled over him, taking root wherever he found a promising spot. Dr. Aphonso Ouch, permit me to introduce Miss Evangeline Mudd, said Dr. Pickford rather formally. She and I are about to undertake an adventure in the tropical rainforest of Icky Nasty. Icky Nasty, you say? Asked Dr. Ouch gravely, as he twisted the hair in both ears into fine, soft points. I see. He bent down to get a closer look at Evangeline, producing a wide popsicle stick from the pocket of his white doctor's tunic as he did so. Open your mouth and say, ah, he said. Evangeline wondered why doctors always felt they had to tell you to open your mouth to say ah, since no one she knew could say ah without doing it. But she did as she was asked. Ah. Again, Dr. Ouch ordered. He began to poke around Evangeline's mouth with the flat stick. Ah. Is it my imagination, thought Evangeline? Or does that stick taste like chocolate? Now say, ooh, Dr. Ouch instructed. Ooh, said the girl. The flavor of the stick was changing from chocolate to orange. Ee, she repeated. The stick went from orange to mint. It was unbelievably yummy. Baba Bariba, shouted the doctor. Baba Bariba, Evangeline shouted back. She was willing to say whatever Dr. Ouch asked as long as that popsicle stick kept producing flavors. It was now cherry, by the way. Ramalama ding dong, ramalama ding dong. Lime. Itchy witchy boo boo scatty waddy doo. Itchy witchy boo boo scatty waddy doo. Vanilla. Biddly poopa. Dr. Ouch broke off mid-syllable and stood up, taking the delicious stick, which was just hinting at pistachio, with him. That's all, he said. Good luck. Farewell. Bye-bye. But, said Evangeline, doing what she could to hold on to the pistachio flavor that was rapidly fading from her tongue. But what? Said the doctor, twirling his eyebrows. But what about the shots? Oh, those, Dr. Ouch replied in a tone of voice that suggested he really shouldn't have to explain such a thing. I gave them to you already. One hand was holding the stick. What did you think the other hand was doing? You gave me all of them? Evangeline asked, including the one for little wormy things? Dr. Ouch nodded. Evangeline was amazed. She had had 20 or 30 shots in her arm and elsewhere, and hadn't even known it. She wondered how Dr. Ouch had even gotten to her elsewhere since she was sitting on it during the examination, but she decided not to bring it up. She did have one question, though. "Excuse me, Dr. Ouch," she said. The doctor responded by untwirling his ear tufts. "Did you also give me a shot for the spitting spiders? The ones that cause you to, well, you know." Dr. Ouch looked at Evangeline as if he hadn't quite understood her. "Didn't you tell her, Aphrodite?" he asked. Dr. Pickerfleet suddenly took an interest in what was happening out the window, which was, as far as Evangeline could see, exactly nothing. "There is no vaccine for the spiders," Dr. Ouch finally said. "If you run into one of those spitting spiders, you've had it." Well, I told you it was kind of silly. I made a lot of mistakes when I was reading there. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what was wrong with me today. I'll do better tomorrow, I promise. And speaking of tomorrow, I hope I'll see you then for chapter 12. Oh, we better take a look at the art. Let's see. I think there's just one picture here. Let me find it. Oh, yeah, just this kind of illustration, when it doesn't take up the whole page in a book, is called a spot illustration. So this is just a spot of Evangeline waiting in Dr. Ouch's waiting room. By the way, here's something else about a book. I wonder if you know what this is called. This part right here. I'll tell you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll talk about the parts of a book. Why not? Okay, guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. Be good to everyone. Why not? The world would be so much better if we could just do that. But let's just start with one person today. Be good to one person. Okay, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I better tell you chapter 12. I'm kind of out of it today. Chapter 12. Shivers and shakes. I don't know. Okay, guys. See you next time. Bye.